Hey guys, it's me, your favourite train wreck, back at it again with your once a month upload on a good day. Let's just not talk about it. I literally just got finished watching Shane Dawson's newest conspiracy theory video. I saw it in my subscription box that was ready, like I was about to do an essay, be productive with my day, but no, I needed to watch this video. I just finished it and there was some things that I found very interesting. So at one point they start talking about Hollister and Abercrombie, and I am an ex-Abercrombie and Fitch employee. I've worked for both Abercrombie and Hollister, and they're both basically like the same. They're both owned by like the same conglomerate. Using the fancy lingo there. The same people also owned Gilly Hicks, if you guys know what that is. They were all like sister companies, I guess. So the way that the company ran was very much the same thing throughout all of the three stores. In his video, Shane touched on some things that I kind of wanted to give my 2 cents in, seeing as I used to work for the company. Giving an insight from someone who's seen the company from the inside. I started working for the company when I was 16. I'm still within the company, so I've kind of seen it change from like this members only good looking club to being more inclusive and really changing its values. And also I just want to state, I'm not like trashing Abercrombie or the company or Hollister or anything like that. I will say the way that they used to run things under Mike Jeffries was really fucking shady, but they've come a long way, and yeah, just full disclaimer. I'm just gonna go through like a few points that Shane raised in his video. He said the loud music and the cologne was like there to block your senses. From what I was always told, the loud music was kind of there to resemble like this cool, intimate little party that you're at. And I definitely think like even now the music is still louder than normal shops. One thing I have noticed with the music, not only has the volume changed, but the kind of music that they play has also changed. I don't know if anyone else has noticed it, but before they used to play like, I don't know, club bangers. Like I remember this one song by, it was like a remix song of Rihanna's Unfaithful, and it's quite like a acoustic-y song, right? But it was like a remix version, so it was like the dance version of it. And that's the kind of songs that they would play. Whereas now they play Khalid, they play Cardi B. They even, the other day, they even played BTS. Like, I was shook. Like, when it comes to cologne as well, I wouldn't say that it's there to kind of block out your senses. What I've noticed is customers will come in and, you know, the first thing, you see everything, but then the smell hits you and you're like, oh, like, this smells really good. And I have so many customers coming up to me asking me like, oh, like what is this in the air? Like, is it an air freshener? Can I buy it? It smells so good. That's how we kind of are able to sell a lot of our cologne, because it's literally almost, I guess, free promo, because you can smell it. Like, you don't have to go up to a customer and be like, hey, like, do you want to smell a tester of our cologne? Like, it's just in the air. I don't know, maybe on some like weird messed up level they're also trying to mess up your senses, but I'd say most of the reason why we spray the clothes as well, by the way, for like the free promo of the cologne. The next point was mirrors and models. There's mirrors all across the store. Shane said that a lot of the mirrors were placed next to pictures of hot models. I don't know, maybe my store is different, but no, we don't have any mirrors placed right next to pictures of models. But what I see tends to happen is sometimes there's a huge queue for the fitting rooms and people just want to try on a jacket or like any other outerwear, and they don't want to go into the fitting rooms just to try on a hat or something like that. So we place mirrors around the store so you can have a look and don't have to queue, because yeah, like, it doesn't really make sense. Maybe I'm being fooled by the whole conspiracy, maybe I'm like in too deep or whatever. Lawsuits because of discrimination. And here I'm gonna be quite critical. The company under Mike Jeffries was shady as fuck when it came to its employees and how they looked. The way I got my job at Abercrombie was I was 16 years old, I'd never worked a day in my life, and I saw there was an advert for Abercrombie & Fitch. They were opening a new store and they were hiring. At this point, Abercrombie & Fitch wasn't really on my like wavelength, I guess. Like I had no idea what kind of clothes Abercrombie sold. You could really tell because of the way that I dressed myself for my interview. We'll get into that in a second. Abercrombie & Fitch and Hollister, I thought it was the same store. I just knew that they had a lot of naked, good-looking men standing outside their stores, and I never really liked to go inside there or go near them because naked, good-looking men terrify me. So I went into the interview. Beforehand, I kind of googled the company and stuff like that just in case they asked me, I don't know, what I knew about the company, which by the way they didn't. And I read somewhere online that it's a good idea for you to kind of dress in the style of Abercrombie, because then the managers can kind of see what you would look like in their clothes, see if you match the vibe of the store and stuff like that. And I have no idea like what the vibe was, so I think I just typed something into Google Images, and for some reason I thought what I was wearing would be acceptable. But okay, I just want to preface this. I was just slowly transitioning out of my like wannabe goth slash scene kid phase. Like I was never like a proper scene kid just because I was never allowed to get piercings or tattoos or anything like that, because one, I was 16, and two, my mum would kill me. I had these bright green skinny jeans and I decided to pair it with this white and red striped top. It was a group interview, so, hi, sorry, my camera died, so I had to go charge it. I was dressed horrendously, everyone else was really good looking, and it was a group interview. I think that's where I left off. They didn't really ask us any questions, like, they didn't ask us for a CV, they didn't ask us for references, I don't think. I had none. One of the only questions, but they were all very similar, but one of the only questions I remember, if you were a superhero, what would your superpower be? Okay, this is where it gets shady. So after the interview was done, we were all asked to line up and they started to take our pictures. I think I just had to stand up against a wall and smile, like have a really cheesy smile so they could see my teeth, see everything, like... They didn't try and hide it. They literally said, your pictures are gonna be sent off to head office in America, and if they think that, you know, you've got the right look for the store, we'll be in touch. I know now, I think partly because of the lawsuits and partly also because it just wasn't very, like, I guess, ethical. They don't take pictures anymore. I think it's illegal actually, I'm not sure. I got hired in as a quote unquote model, and the idea was basically customers would come in, see you in a particular top and be like, oh, I like a top, oh my god, like, do you sell it? And you'd be like, yeah, it's right there. And then Shane also mentioned in his video that the models on the billboards and that you see everywhere basically are actual store associates. So Abercrombie and Hollister don't hire like professional models, like you need to have actually worked in the store. How they kind of find those models is through casting. I don't know how they do it now, but what they used to do is do like a thing called cast of, so like cast of 2016. Which basically meant that each store would select its top best looking workers and have like a group photo basically. I was selected as one of like the top 10 best looking people working there, so they selected the top 5 best looking girls and the top 5 best looking guys, and we were asked to like make a group photo, look really like friendly, hug each other and stuff like that, and then they would send that picture over to head office, and if they liked your look or whatever, then you would be invited to, I guess, model the clothes and be on the billboards or whatever. I'll include a photo here, I'll blur out everyone else's faces, but ooh, okay. Looks policy. Okay. The looks policy back in the day was very, very strict. One of the things that I never really understood was they made us wear flip-flops all year round. So I remember going on my break mid-September, walking out the store to, I don't know, go grab a snack in my flip-flops. I was walking around the shopping centre in my flip-flops, and I remember thinking like we're not even selling flip-flops, no one's buying flip-flops. It's freezing, I can't feel my toes, what am I doing? But yeah, we had a very strict look policy. For guys, it was basically clean shaven, short hair, and I remember one time a new hire came in and he had some like stubble, and one of the managers literally said to him like, go next door to Asda, buy yourself a razor and shave your little fluff off, like you're going against looks policy. And I guess he was someone who couldn't really grow facial hair that much, and he was like, I can't shave it off, like I can't, like I'm really proud of this. And he got sent home. For girls, it was kind of a lot harder for us. We weren't allowed to wear more than one piercing per ear. We weren't allowed to have like fake nails. With our makeup, oh my god, so it was kind of like the no makeup look. Some of us are ugly without makeup, so I struggled, okay? One thing that was quite shady, and I think they did get in trouble for, was hair. There was like a hairstyle guide. You weren't allowed to braid your hair, and a lot of like African, Jamaican, just black people in general had an issue with that, because obviously it's a protective style. Why is it an issue? Why don't you think it kind of goes with what Abercrombie's going for? And I think they might have gotten sued for it. I'm not sure. They got sued so many times, like no shade, like they did. They got sued quite a few times. What else? You weren't allowed to dye your hair unnatural colours. I once got told that I needed to dye my hair back to black. One summer I decided I wanted to go brunette. It didn't really work out. It was more of like a gingery colour, strawberry blonde. It didn't look natural at all. Yeah, like a week later I had to dye it back to black. Because another thing it said in the style guide was, if you have it in an afro kind of thing, it had to be neat. And what does that mean? Like, what's a neat afro or like neat curls compared to a messy one? Like, I'm confused. So that always caused a lot of confusion. I'm not being shady towards the company or anything like that. I think they've come a long way with how things used to be under the old CEO. They're redeeming themselves, and again, this is not a hate video. I really like the company now for what it is. I like the clothes, the discount is great, so yeah, thanks for watching. And today's top comments are these two people, and what it basically means is if you comment on my most recent video and I happen to see it and like it, then I will include you in my next video. So if you want to be in the next video, just comment something down below. Thank you, and I'll see you later.